Good morning. It's freezing again. We are in the low 30s, but the sun is shining, so I'm happy about that. I'm working in the backyard again today. First thing we got to do is put some fuel in the Kubota. Also, I want to show you something that I was talking about in the last video. I was talking about some of these trees have wire and metal going through them. I don't know if it was metal fencing, if they had clotheslines hung up. Maybe they hung up a metal wire and had a dog run so they could run back and forth. I don't know what's going on, but let me show you what I'm talking about. If you saw my last video, then you saw me loading these up into the bucket of the Kubota, and you saw me carry them off. This is just over on the side of my house. You can see this is where I was working on the last video. It's where I'll be working today. If I spin around here, well, that's them right up there. The sun's very bright, you probably can't see, but so I'm just piling these up. I'll be piling up some more wood here today. At some point I'll have to get a log splitter, split these things up. This is what I was talking about. You got this steel cable running right through the middle of this thing. I've also got some rope going through this one. This right here, I actually cut this metal wire with my chainsaw on the last video that I made. I was trying to be really careful. I edited the parts out, but I was actually looking all around. It took me a long time to cut this stuff up. I kept looking very carefully, making sure I wasn't cutting any rope or wire, and I still cut it. It was a brand new chain. It's still working okay, but it does eat up the teeth a little bit. So I'm gonna be building a firewood shed up here. Sitting out here, I've actually got this treated lumber. It was left over from building my house, so I'll use that to frame up the floor. This old barn over here, I'm gonna be tearing it down. It actually looks kind of cool from the front side, but it is in terrible shape. As best I can tell, I think it was built around 1900 when the original house on this property was built. And this thing it's terrible. It's completely rotten on the back side. It's eat up with termites. But it does have some good looking wood inside. Hopefully I can take some of that wood off the inside, use it to build this woodshed. And I've got some metal left over from roofing my house, only because the guys that roofed it did such a terrible job, and they've been back about 5 times to fix the leaks. I'm hoping to put that on the woodshed, so that'll be a cool video, hopefully coming up in the next couple of months. The Kubota L39 is pretty good with fuel. If I run it non-stop for about 8 hours, it burns about 5 gallons of diesel. So around $3 a gallon, you're looking at about $15 a day to run it. And the guy was out here with his big Cat 953, and he was digging for my basement. He was pushing over trees. I talked to him, and he said he can easily burn 30 to 40 gallons a day with his machine. So that's really an added expense that I never thought about. When you buy land, you need to get some equipment to work with, and obviously you want to get the biggest tractor or biggest excavator, whatever that you can afford. But something you got to think about that I never thought about is actually how much fuel is it going to burn, because it gets pretty expensive running these things.